Hello, everybody. What's up? It's Tuesday here, and it is the event before Halloween starts. Well, actually, Halloween will be during this event, so this is going to be our first event of the season called Monster Mash, and this is also the event where Gem Crush 2.0 will go live. So there's a bunch of exciting things. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the deck that is out this event. We're going to take a look at the mechanics, and we're going to talk about what this means moving forward for all of our all of our cards and everything that we have. Okay, and so let's take a look at the cards here, and also kind of share with you the news feed. So they did include information about the updates for this particular event. And so if you take a look, there is first of all, there's going to be these Phoenix that are coming back. It's sort of like a thing with them, Halloween and Phoenix, right? So expect to see them. It's kind of like how it was before. You're going to be getting these Wardens. And also everybody has gotten an egg. So with an egg, you are trying to hatch it by feeding them candies. And if you can hatch first before anybody else, you're going to get your in-game name as part of that card. And so it is, some incentive to try and get more candies. And we can talk about how you're going to be able to get all of those later on. And Gem Crush 2.0 is out. There was a YouTube video that was made by Daniil from the network team. And so you can take a look at that. But I will have this, I will be showcasing it also so I can explain how this all works. And so, and just want to say hello to everybody. I'm doing a little bit earlier. I'm trying to see if maybe starting earlier is a little bit better. It definitely works a little bit better for me in general. But I just wanted to let me know what you think about like a half hour earlier time frame. And so we're going to be talking about the Gem Crush 2.0 and also for the next 24 hours as of when the reset happened. If you get an ultimate form, you're going to get a 2-star. They're going to give you a free free star upgrade, which means you're going to get an increased Dispel, which will help you with an event. And so that is sort of the news here. There's a lot of things to go through, and they're also fine-tuning the boss health because we're expecting the overall damage to get reduced. And so the health is going to also be reduced because of that. All right, so let's go ahead and see how our luck is. I am planning on I'm prepared to go to tier 6 today. So let's hope that we can get our cards. So let's go ahead and open them, and then I'll talk about the cards, and then we'll see them in action. So let's go and start with tier 1. All right. So let's take a look and see. So this is also Noble Killer. So there's also previous cards that we can use, and I'll be talking about all of those various options. And so here's our first tier. Unfortunately, just a Targa and a Saber, so nothing there. We're going to go ahead and skip that and move on to the next tier, and let's see what we get. And being that this is also the first event of the season, unfortunately, it means that I'm not going to have enough coins to craft. And so we're going to just hope for the best here. We're going to hope for the best. And this is the Reanimated Ramses. This is a support card. That's one of the guaranteed heroes in the second tier. Let's see what else we get. So we also get Gunnery what's her name again? So let's take a look. So this is also one of the collection cards. Gunnery I can't remember the name. Falana. Gunnery Master Falana is one of the collection hero cards. This is also from what we call the Final Fantasy deck. This is the ultimate form for the deck, I believe, is the Noble Killer. So we can take a look at the cards also. All right, tier 2, nothing so far. Let's go to tier 3 and tier 4, and let's see how we do. So I heard a lot of chatter. A lot of people are getting ultimate forms in tiers 1, 2s, and so forth. I'm just hoping for a team right here that is not a guaranteed relic, and unfortunately, that looks like that's the case. So tier 3 so far, first card is a guaranteed relic, and let's see if we get anything better after this. So we get more evolution coins, more Targas, Helga. Oh my goodness, this is a terrible pull for me. It feels like when I was thinking in my head, like I was really prepared to go deep here, but then so far the thing I was really worried about is I'm going to get bit by it, and looks like this is not a good pull so far. So let's have a miraculous tier 4. So here is tier 4, and it is yet another relic. It gets really tiring after a while, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and go through here. So we got the Stalking Sackman. This is the silver reward for the main event hero. And so that is, yet again, all of the 4 tiers of nothing but guaranteed. So hopefully you guys have better luck than this because this absolutely sucks. All right, so let's go tier 5. Let's go tier 5. So tier 6 will be guaranteed a event card, the main master collection card, so I can at least I can show that. And then afterwards, I guess I will try and see what I can get from the side packs. I mean, like, look at this. It's just nothing but relics all day long. All right, nothing but relics all day long here. Give me a card. Come on. It's hard to get excited when they introduce new things and I can't get the cards. You know, it's just absolutely trash. Like, look at that. Nothing but evolution coins. Tier 5, nothing. God. This happens every time they introduce a new, like, every time they introduce something new, and I try to show something in the stream, I just get nothing. All right, let's go for it. Tier 6. And at least I will get one card. I will at least get one card so I can at least show it. But yeah, like, it's just nothing but guaranteed so far. Nothing more than the guarantee cards, right? And so this is Bloody Mary. That is the guaranteed Master Collection card. So if basically that could mean I'm not getting my ultra rare card because I got my guaranteed already. All right. So I get another main hero, which does me no good. Sentry Storm, Hideki. Okay, let this not be. Oh my god. I got another gold card, but it's yet another relic. Tier 6, no ultimate form. Look at that. Alright, so I'm gonna probably end the stream early because I'm really upset right now. But we'll talk about the cards. We'll talk about how it works, and then we're going to let it be that. Alright, so let's go ahead and build the cards. And I will show you what it actually does. But it is one of the worst pulls, which is sadness. All right. Okay, so let's take a look and we'll go ahead and set the age here. So we'll put in Bloody Mary because that's the Master Collection card. We'll put in the support card in there. And where's the event card? There's the Sackman. So we got the event card. Got a couple of support cards. And ultimately, though, it is actually the ultra rare card that's going to matter for me in this case. And Bloody Mary, fine. But I wanted the ultimate form because I can get 2 stars, but I can't. I could actually get a shiny 2 from it. But let's go ahead and at least forge the ultimate relic. There's just nothing more than a downer than this kind of a crap pull. You know, like, it's just, if they're gonna be like promoting this event, they should have, like, you know, figure out a way to, like, guarantee people to get the cards. If they're gonna go all the way to tier 6, give them an ultimate form, right? It's not that hard. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Okay, sorry, I'm steaming right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get our relic. So we'll go ahead and forge our relic here, and of all that, right? Come on, let's go and forge. So we got it, and so I've got a total of 5 relics there with one ultimate relic and 4 others. So at least I'll have that, right? And then now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the cards themselves. Okay, so ultimate form, and this is going to be one of those decks that is going to be pretty powerful, because of the way that the power gems will spawn. And so let's take a look at we'll take a look at the ultimate form first. Come on. So there are people that got the same things. Yeah, it is It is such a downer, and I always seem to be this always seems to be the case when I'm streaming like a new event, water event, new event. That's when they introduce something new. I don't know if anybody remember, but when I went for the Timeless Lovers deck, it was exactly the same kind of crap that happened. All right, Phantom's Unseen is the ultimate form. It's a noble killer, and the battle skill will create Power Gem 6. Okay, so it creates five Power Gem 6s, and it reduces the overall damage that you take by 10%. And what it does is it will speak Bloody Mary, and it has a 2-turn cooldown. Bloody Mary is kind of like a Grail mechanic where it's off to the side. It's not for the card. It's for, the entire team. And so it's off on the side. And what it does is it will immediately create 30 Water Power Gem 4s. Okay? Every 3 times that your cards speak Bloody Mary. So either this single card does it 3 times over a period of 6 turns, or you have multiple copies of the cards that will speak it, and then you can do it within the same turn. And so as soon as it happens, it will go ahead and create 30 Power Gem 4s, and it will fill the board. So what happens when you fill the board in is you're going to do a Gem Crush, and when you do Gem Crushes, you're going to have a bonus attack buff. And what that does is if you crush 7, total of 7 columns of gems, so it could happen like over a period of multiple crushes, what it will do is it will take the 100% of the main attack and it will apply again. So you're going to deal damage twice. All right. And then this also has a passive ability that will permanently increase your drop rate for every Water Slayer that's on your team. So if you have 5 Water Slayers on the team, you're going to have a very high drop rate. So basically, you're always going to so not only are you going to be getting Gem Crushes after you do the Gem Crush, you're going to continue to match gems afterwards, and so that is the ultimate form. And then we have the Master Collection card, which is Bloody Mary, that has the same battle skill that will create Power Gem 5. So it doesn't create 6, it creates Power Gem 5. And it will also speak Bloody Mary. So your Master Collection card and your Ultimate Form are the ones that's going to add to the stacks of Bloody Mary. So once you've set it 3 times, it's going to create 30 Power Gems. Now keep in mind, this is not 30 Power Gems per card. So it just means that the more cards you have that will speak Bloody Mary, the quicker it is you're going to get this to activate. So it's not that if you have an Ultimate Form and a Master Collection card, you're going to create 60 Power Gems. That's not how it works. It's going to just do the 30 that one time. So Rock for Life, it is your birthday. Happy birthday. And also I just remembered I forgot to do a shout out to one of my guildmates, Reina, whose birthday was a couple of events ago. I promise I'll say a shout out to birthday. So happy birthday to you both. All right. Okay, so let's see. That is the Master Collection card, and now let's take a look at the ultra rare card, which is the Invisible Man. So Invisible Man actually gets will actually boost the ultimate relic. So we'll take a look at that afterwards. Okay, so this one has basically a battle skill that will create Power Gem 5s, and then it'll reduce the damage by 10%. So that's the other half of the ultimate form, and this is the part that will give you the double nuke attack. So if you have your ultra rare card, that and then your ultimate form, you're going to be doing the nuke twice. So you're going to deal damage, and you're going to nuke, and you're going to nuke again. But in Slayers, that means you're going to end your turn every time you nuke. So that's something to keep in mind. That's pretty much it for the ultra rare card. But like I said, it does boost the ultimate relic, which we'll talk about. Now let's take a look at the event card, which is the Stalking Sackman. The Stalking Sackman will create 5 Power Gem 4s, and that's pretty much it. Now, all of this is a 2-turn cooldown deck, so it is relatively quicker. It does have a passive that will permanently drop increase the drop rate of Water Gems, although we don't know exactly how much it will drop by. So, Vincent, work like Investigate, not kind of, but not really. Investigate is once you hit full health, then you're going. Once you hit like 100 Investigate, then you're gonna get a full health. I guess it's similar, but in this case, you can do it like if it keeps going, you can basically you can basically do the 30 power gems twice in a single turn. It is possible to do so. Okay. And so that's the event card. And then we have the support card, which is the reanimated Ramses. And this card is basically just a 10 water gem creation card, and it will heal for 6,000. The heal is really not that big of a deal. But with the water gem creation, though, this actually can come in handy, especially with Gem Crush 2.0. So let's talk about what this means. All right. So let's see. The other cards that are noble, water noble cards that you should consider. So let's go ahead and change the power here. We're going to change the type to Noble Killer. And this is going to be the Combat Ready Crew. Final Fantasy, Combat Ready Crew, whatever you want to call it. This is the deck that can be used also. It does create up to 8 Power Gem 4s. So, you know, by today's standards, it feels like it's not as great, but you could combine multiple of these cards. And the goal here is to cause Gem Crush, okay? And the reason for that is because you want to store those Power Gems. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and... not there. We're going to go ahead and go into the Legend Trial, and I'm just going to showcase something real quick, and then we'll take a look at the deck. So I'm not really going to be able to showcase the deck too much, but let's go ahead and summon this. And so let's bring our deck in here, and let's see if we could, hopefully we can survive, right? Because what we need to do is with a single Master Collection card, I need basically 6 turns in order to really activate it, but I'll show you how this works, right? And I'm going to put in my pretty relics. So let's go ahead and put in the water relics. So let's go ahead and do Water Slayer. And it is going to be here. That's so upsetting. I'm still kind of steaming from just what happened with the vault pull here. And so we've got our team here. Let's go ahead and take a look, and let's see. I put in a card that also gives me a revive set, so at least I could potentially, hopefully, survive this. But I wanted to show the mechanic of how Bloody Mary would actually work. And so you can see here we start out with a Bloody Mary on the side here, okay? And so it's going to count. So we're going to go ahead and start by activating this. Okay, so we're going to start by activating this, and notice that there's a little gem on the side. So this tells you all the gems that have been stored as a result of the Gem Crush. And as soon as you attack, then it's going to come back, and it's going to come back, and then it will basically add to your overall sort of multiplier. And so what we've got here is we've got I kind of want to see how much damage we can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly get rid of the armor here. Oops, I needed to actually needed to get rid of this. So I'm going to get rid of the armor first, and then we're going to show how the Bloody Mary mechanic actually works here. So let's go ahead and wait for that. We just need to hit it 3 more times. I probably could have actually done this once, and then that would have been, I would have had enough time to actually get it back. But here's the Gem Crush. You can see we have a couple of Power Gem 4s and 2s that are in there. So every time I attack, it comes back into the team, and the multiplier gets added. All right, so last hit, and I'm going to go ahead and activate my battle skill. So let's go ahead and activate. So now when you activate it, so you add Bloody Mary to the for a 3rd time, it's gonna go ahead and create 30 Power Gem 4s, and it's going to basically it's gonna go ahead and crush all of those, and they're gonna be added here. So you can see there's a lot more here now, and what's actually nice is if you have a sort of card like a support card, in this case, that will actually add to your overall number of gems on the board. It will actually be good, like, because what you want is you want to crush as much as possible, but once the power gems have crushed into the middle, you're really left with 7 gems, and your damage output is not just a multiplier, but it's also the total number of gems that you have initially when you do a gem swap. And so having a card that can also give you more gems on the board will help you increase the damage overall. Of course, having power gems will be better, but I would say that it is, it is going to be more helpful. Now, this is with a single Master Collection card, and it took 6 turns, right? So the more Master Collection cards you have, the faster it'll go. And like I was saying, if you have the Ultra Rare card and you have the Ultimate form, it will actually give you a benefit, because the Ultimate Relic, what it does is it has this Gushing Wounds passive ability where whenever you activate the Phantom Unseen, which is the Ultra Rare card, it will actually speak Bloody Mary twice. So when you activate a skill for Gushing Wounds, you're actually getting 2 right there. And so if you have that and the Ultra Rare card and a Master Collection card and the Ultimate form, you can actually get up to, if you have like 2 Ultra Rare cards, that's 4. 1 Master Collection card and 1 Ultra Rare, 1 Ultimate form. That's 6 Bloody Marys in a single turn. And so that's 60 Power Gem 4s that'll get crushed, that will then get added back into your multiplier. And so you are going to definitely be dealing a lot more damage there, okay? And so what I want to show is another deck that I was playing with. So remember the last Light Slayer deck? So, this is what I was playing with, and I wanted to show you just like what it's capable of doing, right? So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and summon another boss, and this time I'm going to go ahead and summon this guy right here. So if you think about cards that have, a really high potential for creating power gems, whereas it may not have been viewed as a deck that is like, really great on its own. Like it was sort of like a good deck for, powering up other cards. Well, it's now good on its own. So I'm going to show you this right here. I'm going to go ahead and use a single attack right here. And so we're going to, I'm going to show you, like, let's pay attention to the multiplier. And this is the deck that really sort of brings the power of Gem Crush, the sort of like the new meta. It really sort of makes it shine. It really does give a really good, illustration. So we can start with this, and I need to attack a couple of times so that I could get the armor down to 0, but then you're going to see how much damage you can do. So we need to attack it one more time, and I'm going to showcase this. And so the cards I brought in here, it's all in, like they were all done so that I could, get as many power gems as possible by taking advantage of this card right here, which is Intrepid Voyager. All right, so we have our first set of crushes, so you can see all of these Power Gem 4s that get crushed, and I'm going to go ahead and activate my Apocalyptic Hellboy, and then that adds more to it, and then I'm going to go ahead and activate the Elohim, and that adds more. You can sort of see like more and more power gems are being added to, because it got crushed, it's getting added to it. And even Aileen here, because it boosts all the cards, and it gets even more. So you can see the gems just getting more and more. I can't even count how many there are. Like, I don't think you can actually interact with this, so it's not like you can really see how much there is. But you can just sort of see that, the amount of damage you can deal here is going to be increased. And so let's take a look at the final. So 712 is the multiplier that I get with this. So a single key, I'm getting about 260, 270 billion. It may not seem like a lot, but this is a lot higher than it would have been before Gem Crush 2.0. So what we're getting here is we are getting a bigger damage boost for our single affinity decks. Okay, where single affinity, where it used to suck. Like the damage after you do like a Gem Crush, it used to be really, really bad. Okay, if you just like have a single row of power gems, because you lost all of the multiplier. And now what you're doing is you're gaining the multiplier from the matches before. So that's the boost to the individual single affinity deck. But it's still going to be a lot less compared to when we had the dual affinity, where you can upgrade your power gems to power gem 20s and so forth, where we're used to seeing decks that come out with like multiple quadrillions of damage. So we're probably not going to see that. And the reason for that is because we're simply not getting the Power Gem 20s, we're just getting the multipliers. So where Gem Crush 2.0 at is, for me anyways, it's a decrease of the overall damage for the dual affinity decks that not everybody is able to rock. Okay, that's the first thing. And it's an increase from the amount of damage that you were able to deal when you just got a single, like when you got the event deck, which is a single affinity deck. Okay. And there are definitely some like, exceptions. right? I'm talking about just like pure single affinity. If you are used to having like two different decks, two different affinities that power each other up, that no longer works anymore. And I'm like, basically, I guess I didn't showcase it. I'll showcase it now. I'll showcase what that means. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in I'm going to put in this right here so that you can really see. So I'm going to go ahead and use Water Arcane Killer. I'm going to put two of these in here, and so you can sort of see the difference. I don't need the card. I can use this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what this means now, because before, whenever you have an off affinity power gem, what it does is it just it doesn't override it, it powers it up. That's how we're able to get the power gem 20s. But with the new Gem Crush 2.0 mechanics, it simply overwrites it. So whatever it goes over, it doesn't power it up anymore. And so if you had like a power gem, 4 before, that was in water, and you override it with light, it's not going to be power gem 8, it's not going to be power gem 20, it's going to be power gem 4 if that's what it gets overridden with. But I think it can actually be downgraded. Like, that's the thing I wasn't sure if, like, whether that gets downgraded or not. So let's see. Before, what you used to do is you would activate all of these, and you see nothing more than power gem 5s, okay? Because everything just gets overridden. You can see that, right? Everything simply just gets overridden, so we don't get anything anymore, and we actually have, just the same number of power gems as before. So this is not the same as how it used to be. Okay, so dual affinity no longer works in that sense. And what I mean by in that sense is that you can't actually get the power gems to be upgraded anymore, and so we're going to lose that. But what you're going to still be able to do is get the booster cards. So you can still use like golems, for example, to boost all of your immortal cards. Okay, but you're not going to get the kind of damage you're used to, because what happened was when you use golems, you were also upgrading the power gems of golems to a higher level power gem for the cards that you want, and so you're able to deal more damage. So the only time the golem is really going to be shining is going to be in a dark event, because you're going to use golems, you're going to use all of the cards, you're going to boost immortal cards, and you're going to get a bunch of power gem crushes for dark, and that is where it's going to shine. But it's going to be lesser of an impact in other affinity events. So that's what Gem Crush 2.0 is all about. Hopefully that makes more sense. As far as the deck goes, I think that this deck will have it's two turns, right? But because of the fact that you can get Bloody Mary multiple times, it can at least get 3 in a single turn. You could actually, basically have 30 power gems every 2 turns that gets crushed. And so I'm not going to say that it's going to be a huge damage dealer, but I would say that at least in this new meta, it seems like it's going to be at least able to produce enough damage to hopefully deal with the boss's health. Of course, we do need to wait until the event starts before we can actually see what it's going to be like, but they have said in the newsfeed that the boss health has been reduced. So let's take a look and see what here. So Jason Chen, you did get the ultimate form at tier 6. I was kind of hoping for that. So at least you got the ultimate form. Congratulations. Let's see, Rock for Life, you got the 2 pink star, but ultra rare. That's sort of like where I'm at. I don't have the 2 pink star even, so I'm gonna have to hope for the best later. So let's see. So ML, the ultimate relic only allows the ultimate form to speak Bloody Mary twice. Did I get the wrong card? I thought it was the ultra rare card that it boosts. If I got it wrong, then I gotta make sure that I correct myself. Phantom. Oh, it boosts Phantom Unseen, not Invisible. My bad. That was really, really my bad. I thought it boosts the ultra rare card for some reason. Invisible Man is the name of the ultra rare card. Phantom Unseen is the ultimate form. So thanks for that, ML. So let's take a look at the relic again. So what it does is instead of the ultimate form saying it once, it'll say it twice. So you gain an additional one. So what that means is if you have the ultimate relic, and you have one single Master Collection card, you'll still be able to get 3 Bloody Marys in a single turn. So you basically get the ultimate form, say it twice, then your Bloody Mary will say it once. That's your 3 right there in a single turn. So you don't need 2 Master Collection cards. That's what it means. If you have the ultimate relic, that's the benefit. So excuse me for confusing you maybe, but thanks for calling out. I had thought about it the wrong way. So a single ultimate relic and a basic ultimate form setup means you will always be able to activate your 30 gems every 2 turns. And if you have, well, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you have one ultimate form and 4 master collection cards, then that means you'll be able to get 6 Bloody Marys in a single turn, every 2 turns, right? So Nickerson, what is the ideal setup? This is where the ideal setup is where you can get as much gem crush as possible, and you can like store all of their power gems. So let's see. Bloody Mary is the one that will speak Bloody Mary. Yeah, and it creates the 30. I would say the ideal probably having a, if you have the ultimate relic, then you can also throw in Lost Kingdom Guardians. It does give you 14 power gem 5s also. I mean, like that seems like a good deal, right? So you can at least like power up everything. Right? You can power up everything in a single turn. So you can just basically add to it. If you have like a different deck, if you have the older deck setup, for example, so let's go ahead and take a look, right? So if we swap out to, if we use the old cards, so if you just change this from Noble Killer to Slayer, like there's still a lot of other options in here, but using Combat Ready Crew, you could still get some nice gem crushes. Let's see. Apex Predators is not going to work that well because it depends on the number of gems. This is where if you have the Dorothy deck, it could also you can also use it because it creates so many power gems, right? So Dorothy decks would actually Dorothy deck would actually be a viable, I think. Like you can throw it in there just because like it creates so many power gems. And so this is where like before you wanted to avoid crushes as possible. Now it's flipped around. You want as many crushes as you possibly can get. Let's see. The other ultimate form that you could potentially forge based on the collection cards is going to be, I think it's an Immortal Slayer actually. Right? So you can get Immortal Slayer and it's going to be Dreamers of Destiny. So this one is a trap deck, and what this does is what it'll do is it will, create 6. It actually creates quite a bit of power gems also. So let's take a look at like some other alternatives, right? So like we can go ahead and switch it to this one. Like just basically throw in as many Slayer cards that create power gems as you can. That's going to be your best bet. Let's go ahead and switch this out. Let's change the filter. Like I would probably even say like might be better to just throw in my Aegea here. Where did it go? I mean, like there's Bloody Mary, so I mean like I'm showing it without it, right? I'm showing it without the event team. But if you have Bloody Mary, you should put in because like after 6 turns, you'll at least be able to get the 30 gems, although it feels kind of really slow if you're depending on 6 turns before you can do anything, right? So definitely if you have Dorothy, you should go for that. I don't have it, so unfortunately I can't really show. Did I get the wrong oh yeah, the wrong relic. I thought I had updated the relics. I set up the wrong team. So let's go ahead and put the right relics in there first, and then let's go ahead and put in the regular relics here because we don't need to worry about the shields for now. So just wanted to showcase what this is going to be like. Teams like Devilish Duel, United Tours, Draconic Scoundrels are all going to be useful again because we didn't want to use Draconic Scoundrels because it would basically remove all of it would remove all of the off affinity cards before, right? And that was going to be an issue. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to I could try and see how much damage we can do also, but with with the Dreamers of Destiny, it's a trap card, so the only thing is you need to make sure that you actually activate it before you get hit. So there is some thought you have to sort of put into it. Like, you can't just activate everything and expect it to all work. And this kind of feels like it's going to be a little bit slow, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna sort of show like what our multiplier could be. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate this, and I think I need to actually I can't remember whether I have to attack or I have to get hit. But in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and activate this. I'll get hit. I think I'll probably spawn power gems, right? So I'll go ahead and spawn the power gems there, and then I'm going to go ahead and activate all my cards. Gem Crush is good. Happy about that. Keep crushing. Like, this is where the Lost Kingdom Guardians deck is still viable, and I'm still getting like power gem 9s and 10s here, so that's good. I didn't match that one, so then our multiplier will go up to 487. Right, so not quite as high as like what we saw like with 700 or so, but what this does do is, if you have an older ultimate form that, for me, I have it at 2 stars, so that means that I can at least get a 600% damage boost. It will at least give the single affinity decks a fighting chance in the event, and so that if you have cards that is capable of spawning a lot of power gems, it will still be useful. And so a deck like this could theoretically work. Now, it's not going to be as good as the event deck, obviously, because of all the Slayer boosts that you're lacking, and also like the power gem 6s that you're going to be starting out with using ultimate form. And the fact is, it's just so much faster, because you're going to start out with the 30 power gem 4 crushes in the very beginning. And so it is going to be hard to compete against a full event deck, in my opinion. But I think that at least single affinity decks will come back to being useful again, and the damage is at least going to be consistent, right? No more guessing. There's no more guessing of like which power gems to match anymore. So you at least get consistent damage, right? But boosted decks is still going to reign supreme. And so if you have noble deck, like this is the noble water noble deck. So if you have Santa in your team, you're going to be running Santa. You will get so much more benefit running Santa. Like, you're boosting water, you're getting gem crushes, and you're basically going to get all of those power gems stored up. So I would say that it's not that you no longer need boosted cards, it's that you can at least do okay without the booster cards compared to before. Whereas before, if you don't have booster cards, you're basically out of luck. In this case, if you have a decent team, you could still at least put in action still. And so that's where I'm at with this. I will say that the objectively speaking, I would say that this deck feels like it will be really fast. Like you'll be able to. It's 2 turns. And with the right setup, you're going to be able to get your 30 gems every 2 turns, and so you're going to get consistent damage over time. So even if it's not the deck that's going to deal quadrillions of damage every time, you're going to get consistent damage every 2 turns, which I think is the trade-off. Do you want a chance at a higher damage, or do you want consistently the same amount of damage that you can predict? That is lower. So that's sort of like where you have to sort of think about in this new meta moving forward. So let's see, Jericho, if you put a bunch of affinity heroes with the killer affinity boosters, you're not going to get high level. Correct. So in the new meta, going off affinity with if it's an off affinity booster, you're still going to do better, provided that your main affinity team is going to be able to get you that gem crush. So in this particular case, like let's say Santa wasn't water, but what you can do is you can still put Santa in there. You can get the boost, and then the 4 cards that you have in there, it's going to help you get the gem crush. Well, you're going to be able to still benefit from it and get the killer boost. It's just that before, people would throw in so many different off affinity cards, and you don't really get a lot of power gems. But instead, what you're getting is you're just getting gems upgraded, and that made up for it. that's no longer going to work. Like I tried a couple of cases where, you would put, the best example is going to be using the Lost Kingdom Guardians with jailers. Before you would put, two jailers cards and two Lost Kingdom Guardian cards and another card in there, and it used to be really good. In this new meta, you're going to find yourself with very little number of power gems on the board, very few crushed gems, and the damage output is going to be very disappointing. And so that is going to be sort of like, the way things are moving forward. We'll see when the event starts how this all like works out, but I think that, people who really really really, were disadvantaged by the off affinity decks should have an easier time, and the rest of us who, were able to make the off affinity decks work, I'm sure we'll come up with something to do a lot of damage again. Like I'm really sure once the event starts, we're gonna find something that we didn't expect before. So that's gonna be it for me for today, guys. Thanks everybody for joining for the stream. Unfortunately, sorry I couldn't pull the deck to showcase it to you. I really had my hopes up. 6 tiers, unfortunately I didn't get anything, but I am planning on going for the team after when the event starts. And so once I do, I'll be able to showcase the actual mechanic of the deck itself. It'll be a much shorter video to showcase it. And then we will see how the event goes with the more consistent damage. So thank you very much, everybody, for your time. Have a good night, and I'll